Welcome back again to Chapter 3 of Creating a Maze Game. Going to move on a little bit quicker, still drop tips and hints and talk about designing of games as we go, but move on a little bit quicker from now on. Hopefully you've got the basics sorted. So first of all, what we're going to do today is import a background so that we can use it as a maze. So here I've gone to this website for making mazes, printable mazes or ones that we can download for the screen. Bit of a process to go through. Some sites enable you to easily download what Scratch likes to see a background file type in as PNG. This does a PDF and converts it. Well, we're going to convert it. But the reason why I find this one particularly good is because of the ability to be able to adjust the cell size much better than others, and also make a maze that's much more simpler than many of the others that I've found online. Find a better one, please send me a link about it. So here we are. You've got the internet address up there. I'm choosing a width because our screen is rectangular and has more points across than it does in terms of its height, of 800 by 600. Found a good size in here is 60, 65. I'm going to type in 65. Curvy corners don't make out so well for a character to be able to move around them very easily, or have to make the character so small to get around the corners, so we'll just choose straight right now. Up here isn't a live updating scenario, and we certainly don't want crossings because we want the character to be able to go through, but if he hits one of the sides of the maze he's going to go back to the beginning, so I'm going to say not here. So when I click make my maze, there she is. So you can see the maze quite clearly there with its exit and entry point. You can also, while you're on this website, ask it to give you a solution as well at the same time for the maze if it's more complex, but keep it simple because you only want a simple maze for people to move through at level 1. So on a Mac, and you may see this sign here where you can download it. On most computers, a right click with the mouse or a double finger click on a Mac, choose save as, and I'm going to save it on my desktop. I'll call it maze. As I save it, I suspect I already have one on the desktop, so it says do I want to replace the one that's there? Yes I do. And it has now downloaded and into the preview program on a Mac, so I'm just going to File and Export. You may need to work out another way to get out. You might have to do File and Save As. There will be somewhere where you can choose a format or a file type, and in this case it's a PDF. I want to convert it to a PNG, which is what Scratch likes to see, and I'm going to say save and just pop it on my desktop temporarily. Keep your desktop tidy. There's already one there from previous time, so I'm just going to replace that. Don't need this anymore. Command W on the window, and I'm going back to my internet browser. Command W, and let's find the maze program we're working on. Okay, now you can see I downloaded one earlier, and it has the has a red background with the curves, and you'll notice that as I try and move my character around by pressing the screen, that it's very, very hard to get around those curves, so don't use curved ones. Rightio. I'm going to throw this part of the program away because that's what we're going to do next, and I'm going to show you how to import. So to get something on the stage, I'm clicking on the stage. I go to backdrops. There's the one that I've just put in. So if I want to get rid of a backdrop, I can say clear, and that's gone entirely. I've named my backdrop level 1 to make it easy. Always organize and label things well, so both you and anyone else who takes over your project or wants to remix it gets a good idea from labels as to what's up. Clicking on import, finding that maze that we converted to a PNG, there it is, and saying open. Takes just a wee bit to open it up and throw it into the online program. While it's got the blue handles around it, it's not become paint on the background. Sooner or later when I click outside of this, it's going to turn it into a painted background, and once I've done that, I either have to re-import the file or clear it and re-import the file again. Right, so very carefully at this point, I'm just actually going to resize it and make it a bit bigger. Now you can see now as I've done that, the edges are closer to that white edge. Just going to make it a wee bit wider here on this side. Now put it down a bit lower so that in my game later on here I'd like to have a lives tracker, so 3, 2, 1, 0, game's over, maybe a score thing, or tell us what level we're on. So I'm just leaving a wee bit of space up the top for that for later on. I'll just position that a little bit better in the middle, and we're ready to go. So when I click outside of that and click on the screen over here, it's now become a permanent piece of background. I can't come over here now and drag it around anymore. It's permanent, so I can't even grab it. But while it's here, I'm just going to change it to a colour that I would like for my maze. Being a maze, in this case, it's been made out of greenery stuff, so I'm just going to click on the various lines very carefully, change it to a green maze. Okay, I'm clicking back on my dog now. Now previously, you can see here's his costumes. Previously I had my dog at 20%, and I've been fiddling in the background and changing the size, but I don't think 8% is big enough now, so I'm just going to make it 15. Test my program, I'll press stop and start again and just reorganize them. And now that we've got the maze on the place, we really want to learn to use our X and Y axes really well. So currently right now you can see that our little dog is at this position on the screen. And so now at this point, because I threw one of these in earlier on when you weren't watching, when the green flag is clicked, he's going to this position on the X-axis and this position on the Y, which is slightly different. So I'm just going to edit this one and change it. I'll just stop my program from running. Okay. Alright, where did I get that? Go to motion, go to. Notice that that's already got there, so I could have just simply dragged it out, thrown it in there, and thrown the other one away. Okay, so the dog knows where to go to. The donut's in the wrong position. So we click on the donut. We know we're working with the donut now because that's there. Won't matter that the donut's sort of quite big there. That's fine, as long as the dog gets to the donut so he can eat it. That's the important thing. But I want to make sure my character donut always goes to that position. So I'm just going to grab, notice that these numbers have changed to represent where the donut is currently. And so now definitely he's always going to be there no matter what I do. You know, I press the green flag, donut goes back to his correct position.